Welcome. So I got my cards tonight, like my own cards, not the ones that I have to show you. This is, and I think we in the Mosaic Arc have been studying patterns and images and finding ourselves being drawn more and more and more into the magic. So much so that we went on nearly Owen Lake last week. We realized, though, that we were nowhere near the level of understanding what that rave is about. So we thought this episode we'd continue with, well, I don't know if that's a really card that I want. We'll find out about what those swords are tonight. Welcome to the Mosaic Arc. Hey, I've got a deck. You went to try to find some?
I did. They're all sold out.
A particular one of the Visconti Sforza? One in particular?
Just all of them. They only had one left.
All the tarot decks have been sold out. Why do you think that is?
I think we've just popularized magic in the last 7 days.
So you think it's working? Do you think the magic is working? We're drawing people in.
It's trending now.
we got some.
It was just odd, like an entire shelf that should have been covered in them, and it was empty. Then I asked the owner of the store, "Do you have any?" And he said that we've just completely sold out of all of them.
That is very interesting. And particularly, I mean, we talked all the time. We talked a lot last time about how they're playing cards. They're like just playing cards, and yet people are. You think they're buying them to play tarot?
Oh yeah.
No,
definitely.
I mean the games, right? I actually have a book of games. We should, one day learn how to play like bridge with tarot. These are kind of hard. I mean, I don't know how you would. They're hard to hold because they're so big, and these are true size to the original cards. But we know that
they're almost the size of iPads.
Or, I mean, I think they're they're the same size as our as our magic phones. I mean, if I look in here, I've got the Telegram open, and I can replicate myself off myself in my own stream. So we're streaming into,
which is the magic device,
the judgment, the resurrection of the dead, the angels blowing the trumps. We want to rave. We want to come back to life. Is that perhaps that's it?
Yes.
Why were you looking for cards? Because I've been talking about them as, I mean, they're images. That one's the images of an image of judgment. This one's hysterical because it's redrawn. It's a modern redrawing. It looks sort of pink and icky, but it's the devil card apparently is missing from any of the historic decks, so they had to redraw it, which is curious. We have a fool that looks very wild man, like, instead of, I don't know, more magician-y. Oh, here's the magician.
Well,
there we go.
I was digging through the crystal shop because they had a book section. So I got myself a copy of a book.
Yeah.
Just cheap paperback version of Mary Shelley.
Of Frankenstein?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then I was browsing around and having a look at what they've got inside. Especially interesting after our last stream to kind of look at all of these objects, thinking about what they're being used for, and how all of these little fetish items are kind of constructed in a way to give them a mysterious quality when really it's all natural materials. I mean, you've got like rocks out of the ground and different plants and everything. Nothing nefarious, but it's the placement of everything that kind of gives it that particular energy, or that.
Well, indeed, yes,
the appearance.
They're pretty rocks. I mean, actually, the It's interesting. I have a few hanging out around me. I just dropped my cards. Right, here's one. Although I play with this.
That looks like a piece of Toblerone.
No, it's
What is
I
that?
don't remember what it is.
Okay.
But I have this in my hand, and I was starting to wonder. Well, people wonder whether I'm weaving some kind of spell, because of course I got it probably at a Renaissance fair. I think so. I think they sell them as hair ornaments there, but they also work as these kind of endless mandalas. And I find, if I could be smoking, right? Yeah. I smoked all through grad school, some of college, most of grad school, to whatever it takes to get that inspiration. I mean, tobacco is supposed to be kind of mystical, but it's just a herb that you could smoke. And this, I need something to be doing with my hands, because otherwise I mean, I always just have to have something that I'm going on with my hands. So how much of this is a magical thing, and how much of it is we're physical and we need to focus somehow into the physical world?
Fidgeting with things to remind yourself that you're here while you're in the space of intellect.
Yes, I had thought of that I need something when I'm reading or writing, because this concentration that it takes to surf the internet, stare into the light. I persuaded both of you. So I have a light ring on mine, and got you to have a light ring, which has shown up in some of the previous videos. And we are this projecting ourselves into the light and transporting ourselves through whatever kind of energy waves our being is traveling along. And then I absolutely have to have something that anchors me down into the physical world. So is this all magic, or is it just fidgety stuff, or fidgeting?